Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about batch cooking and freezer prep for new mums. This is a video that's useful for all new mums, but particularly for expat mums if you don't have your family around you to support you with the cooking right after birth, and for women that are new to the community and don't necessarily have that community around them to support them. It's also great if you have specific dietary requirements. It means that you know what's going into your food and it's going to be quick and ready for you in that postpartum period. So what do you need to batch cook and do your freezer prep? First thing you need is a freezer. You don't need a big freezer. We started batch cooking with just a 3-drawer freezer and we had about 20 meals that were fitting in that, and there was still space left. We then decided to upgrade to a standing freezer. This was a personal choice just because we wanted more room to be able to put other stuff in there too. So make sure you just have at least like a 3-drawer freezer, that'll be plenty. You also need these freezer bags. The 1 litre version is plenty for a 2-person meal, and the ones with like the little zip, they work really well. Something else that you might want to invest in is either like glass Tupperware dishes or metal disposable dishes. So if you want to make like a crumble or a pie or something, you can put it in there and freeze it in that. And the final thing you might want is some cupcake cases so that you can freeze individual cakes. In addition to this stuff, you want some good recipes that you really like and that are freezer friendly. So my tips on how to batch cook. Firstly, start with recipes. Obviously you want stuff that you like, but also choose stuff that's easy to scale up so you can make several meals in one go. And I also like to choose recipes that have similar ingredients so that I can make maybe 3 different meals in one afternoon. So choose something like, for instance, a bolognese sauce, a chili, a soup. I know that all of these things have like carrots, onions, celery, that kind of thing in, and it's just so much easier to just chop everything the same and then divide it into the different meals. So think about that when you're batch cooking. Also choose stuff that's easy to portion. It's super easy to portion a bolognese sauce. I just weigh it out into these little bags, and I have about 500 grams in each bag, and I know that that's going to feed me and my husband absolutely fine. Other things that are easy to portion are things like burgers. So I make black bean burgers, I make some nut burgers, and you can make those in little patties and then put them in the freezer bags, and they're super easy to defrost as well. Like, that's another thing to think about. How quick is it going to be to defrost what you've made? I found I get really, really hungry very fast, particularly I think because I'm breastfeeding. So normally when I'm hungry, it sort of comes on like that, and I want some food within like 20-30 minutes. So choose stuff that's really easy to defrost and that you can pull out if you just need 1 or 2 portions of it. You can pull that out quite easily. You want stuff that is space efficient to freeze as well, and I'll show you my freezer and how I do that, so that I can save as much space and fit as many meals in there as possible. So in this top freezer, I've got some quiches I made, and I've just frozen those in cling film in quarters. I also have like a vegetable cottage pie, and this is in a metal dish so that I can take it out and put it straight in the oven. And then this is how I freeze most of my stuff. So I put it in these bags. This is like super full, I don't know why, but I have a soup there, and a chicken curry and some beef stew. But basically I put it in the freezer flat, and then you can stack them and move them around if you need to. Make sure you label it and put the date on it so you know when it goes out of date. Something else that's cool is I made some little crumbles. These are in ramekin dishes, but I actually just picked up from the store. I think they had like yogurt in them or something, and they're great to freeze. And I think down here, so this is where I have my cakes. I like to have a little cake stash, but these are like banana breads, and I get those out and like to have those with a coffee. And you know, they're just easy to freeze, and they defrost in like 2 minutes. If you like cookies, this is great too. So you make up the cookie dough and you just roll it into little balls and then freeze it like that. And then what I do is, if I've got the oven on, I'll pop one of those on a tray, got a couple of them on a tray, and then I've got fresh cookies as well without having to actually do any work. The final thing I wanted to show you, so some milk in there too, but these are my nut rizzles, which are basically like nut burgers. So I freeze those between paper, and then I can pull like 1 or 2 out at a time and just put them under the grill, and then I've got something to eat pretty quickly. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to find out about more videos that I'm posting.